Yo, what is going on, everybody? It is your boy Cam from Tweeking Media, and I got the boy Trellsav with us.
Yeah,
And we are back after a long hiatus, no excuses, but we will start to be a lot more consistent when it comes to attack on culture in the podcast content that we got for you guys. So stay tuned, help keep us accountable, and we go push this content out for y'all.
peace.
For sure, for sure. So before we get into things, we've got a lot of this is going to be a catching up episode. We got a lot to catch up as far as anime, video games, movies, you name it. So before we get into that, be sure to show this video some love, y'all. Like the video, comment down below any of the thoughts that you have on any of the topics that we discuss in this video. Subscribe to the channel if you have not. Click on that bell icon to stay notified of all future posts that we drop on this channel, and share this video across all your fellow nerds. Help us get to 1K subs, guys. That is our goal for the end of this year. Also, be sure to check out all of the content that we currently have on the channel. We have Threes from the Ring, which is our sports podcast, where if we talk about a lot of wrestling and basketball teams. We just uploaded an episode this past week, so check it out if you are interested in that type of content. We have Gotcha on the Gotcha, which is something that I do, where if you are a fan of Honkai Star Rail, Triple Z, Wuthering Waves, Nikkei, any of that degenerate games, be sure to check out that stuff. I drop a lot of content throughout the week. This past week, I dropped a lot of content in relation to Star Rail's recent patch that just came out. So check it out if you're interested. And also, we have Views from the Couch, which is a series that Trail and I will be continuing in the future, where we talk about a lot of game reviews, going more in depth into stuff that we can't necessarily cover on the podcast. So we got a lot of stuff that's available for you guys, a lot of stuff that's coming out in the future. So show some love by supporting that stuff, by checking it out in the channel. Also, be sure to follow us on all of our socials. We have Twitter, Attack on Culture, TikTok at YTM Clips, and Facebook, Tweeking Media. All of those links will be in the description box below. So check it out if you are interested. And with all that being said, guys, let's get right into the podcast. So we're going to start with summer anime. So right now we are in the midst of the summer anime season for 2025. And I have been watching a lot of stuff. If I'm being honest, I really do think that this is probably the best out of the year 2025. I'm not just saying it in general. This is the best season of anime we've gotten so far. A lot of good stuff has been coming out that I want to talk to you guys about. So let's get right into it. So first things first, we have the anime that have been continuing from the spring season. So that is Witch Watch, Yaiba Samurai Legend, Sakamoto Days, Dandadan, Second Core, and To Be Hero X. So in particular, what I want to talk about is To Be Hero X. So this is an anime that came out during the spring season. I did not check this anime out until, I believe, during the summer season. And so I basically caught up to the episodes that led right until it started to pick up during the summer season. I really do like this show. So this is made by Studio Ghibli, which is a Chinese animation studio, and the plot of it is kind of like, essentially think of it like social media heroes. Essentially, they have this system in the anime where it's called this trust system, where basically, essentially, where the general public will place a value on you as a hero. So let's say, for instance, someone sees, there's an example where there's this fireman who rescues this little girl from this building that's about to crush her, and he does it by like holding this building up for like a long period of time until help is able to come. The public sees that and they recognize, like, oh, he's a hero that always stands strong, and he's strong, and he helps protect people with his strength. So as a result of that, he gets a trust value, and he gets his power from the general public's perception of him as a hero. And If that trust increases, his power level increases. If that trust decreases, he starts losing some of their powers. So it's a very cool. I like the system that they have, and they tie it into a lot of unique ways. I'll put it like that. It doesn't just cover one person's journey. It's kind of like arcs where it's covering several heroes' journey throughout the anime, but they all tie into each other, and they do it really cleverly too. Like the latest arc that we're on right now, with the current hero, it's like a hero who can like basically has like summoning powers, and they're tying it into like this hero who's kind of like treated as like this assassin type hero, and the way that both of their backstories and journeys align, really well done. So I highly recommend you check it out if you're somebody like, I would say, like if you're somebody like who's interested in like the My Hero system or just hero stuff in general. It is a very good anime to check out. The animation style is absolutely phenomenal. The opening theme and the ending theme are solid, so it gets thumbs ups from me. And I'm curious to see where it goes on. It's original too, so it doesn't have like a manga or anything that it's tied to, at least to my knowledge. So this is like a completely original thing that they're doing. So shout out to Studio Ghibli. It is a great show. And then the current summer anime that I'm watching so far are Kaiju number 8 season 2, which actually the manga just ended earlier this, like during, I think it was like July or something. It's pretty short. I think it's like 100 and something chapters, I believe. So it's like 120 something chapters. So I'm fully caught up, so I've already read the ending, but I still want to watch it because I still want to watch the show because there's a lot of cool things I want to see animated. The ending was, if I'm being honest, it was kind of like it was a very safe ending. I wouldn't say it's bad or good. It was a very safe ending from what I expected from the show. But where we are currently in the show, we're about to get into some very interesting things. So definitely looking forward to this season because a lot of revelations are going to be made about, the kaiju origins, kaiju number 9 and his main objective and what he wants to do. I don't want to spoil anything just in case there are people who are not weekly or haven't caught up to it yet. So I'm trying to be vague as possible to be considerate of you guys. But yeah, we're in a good position. The next anime that I've been watching is called Tougen Anki. This is kind of like I'm watching a lot of shonen this month. I've realized that I haven't really been watching. There is one romance show that I've been seeing clips on, but I'm kind of like, I don't know if I want to hop into it yet or just wait for all the episodes to build up. But Tougen Anki is basically a show about, there's these two clans, the Oni clan and I believe they call them the Momotaro clan. So they've been at war for generations, and the main character is basically, he doesn't know it, but he is an Oni and he's raised by someone from the Momotaro clan. One day they get attacked by somebody from the Momo clan, kills his father, and typical standard shonen stuff. The main character is like, I'm gonna get my revenge, and he gets thrust into this world. He ends up getting into the school full of other Oni people, and essentially now he has to like build his power up, find out more about the war between the Oni and the Momotaro clan, his role in it, learning how to control his powers, which is based on a lot of blood stuff. Like, think of it's not like blood bending from Avatar. It's literally like they can use their blood to like conjure up weapons and stuff like that. And then they also have like this berserk mode where they like lose all sense of self, but they become like really powerful. But a lot of their powers is like blood based. So I think it's cool. Again, it's kind of, there's nothing like too crazy. It's not like breaking the mold out of anything in terms of like the shonen space, but I think it's serviceable. I think it's solid. So I recommend it. The other shonen that I've been seeing, now I would consider this probably my anime of the season, is Gachi Akuta, I believe. If I'm mispronouncing that, I apologize. But this is a show that actually Dion, one of my homies, he put me onto way before the anime came out, because he was talking about the manga. And I saw a couple stuff, but like once I found out that it got greenlit for an anime, I kind of was like, okay, I'm not gonna get into it yet. I'm gonna wait for the anime to come out, and then once the anime is finished, then I'll probably continue reading on the manga from there on. But just in case you haven't seen or heard about the show, it's essentially about this society that exists above whatever, I don't know what they call it. I'm just going to call it planet Earth. Society that exists where there's two sides of it. There's this like clean, proper, rich people side, and then there's the garbage dwelling side, and that's what our main character, his name is Rudo. He's from like the other side. He basically collects a lot of garbage from the rich people side, and he sells it as a way to make money. They have this system in place where if you get caught doing illegal stuff, they basically drop you from their planet colony thing, and then you go down to Earth. So the main character, who lives with his adopted father, one day he comes home, his dad gets killed, and then he gets framed for his murder. So they drop him down into the surface, and it is a complete like wasteland, garbage everywhere, because they all dump their garbage. So it's a complete wasteland, and these things called, I think, garbage beast. I don't know. I'm probably getting a lot of the terminology. I'm bad with that kind of stuff. If you know me, I'm bad when it comes to names. But these garbage beasts attack him, and he activates this kind of power that he doesn't know that he has yet, but he's able to fend them off. He gets rescued by the Kakashi of the show, basically, who tells him more about the world that he lives in, and essentially that he has this power. He's called a giver, which the way it works is if you treat an item with enough care and love, you basically can develop powers within them that they can do special things. So Rudo has these gloves that were given to him by his adopted father that he takes care of because they're very precious to him. And through those gloves, he can transmit power into inanimate objects and use those to fight. It's a cool system. It kind of reminds me, like, it's kind of like if you look at the concept of like Toy Story, where like do the things that you have feelings, and if so, would you take care of them, knowing that in the world that Gachikuta takes place in, the concept is if you take enough care of it, it'll give you powers. So I like it. It's very interesting. So essentially, his main goal is to go back to his world. I think they call it the Spear, because he's known as a Spearite. So he wants to go back to the Spear, and he wants his revenge because he was framed for something that he didn't do, and he wants them all to feel his pain, basically. So typical, like, shonen revenge stuff. But honestly, I'm really messing with the show heavily. I think it's really good. I think it's worth. I'm not gonna be like, oh, it's next up. It's the next. I'm not go. You ain't go hear that type of hype train stuff from me. But I definitely recommend you check it out. It is a very good show. And speaking of anime, I meant to tease this earlier, but your boy did earlier this July, actually. I went to Japan for 7 days. This has been a big goal of mine since I started making money. I was like, I want to go back to Japan. So I am currently working on, because I did record a lot of like videos and photos there. So I'm working on sort of a mini vlog detailing my experiences that I did have whilst I was in Japan. So be sure to look out for that. Not going to place a hard deadline date, because this is like the first time I've worked on a video like this. So I want to make sure that I'm getting everything that I want to come across the video well. But just to tease you on a couple things, so because I did pick up a couple things there. I know a lot of people know about the Pokemon Center there in Japan. So I did get a chance to go there, got a couple things. One of the main things I got there, because I wanted to get a lot of teams there. One of the main things I got there was, if you can see it right here. So this is the Pokemon. It's called Pokemon Remint. This is exclusive to Japan. You can only get this in Japan. So it's basically kind of like they promoted it as like a bonsai thing, where basically they're figurines of like Pokemon that are like kind of hanging out with each other. So as you can see like Piplup and Oshawott right there. There's Sylveon right there. You got Pikachu and some other stuff from Rayquaza right there. So it's cool. I liked it. It was actually relatively cheap too. So I wanted to get something that was exclusive to there. I also went to a maid cafe. That was one of my big goals there too. I went to a maid cafe, so I got to experience that culture. And I took a picture with the maid too. So if you can see right there, boom. because you can't take pictures. You can only take like photos of the food, but you can't take videos or anything. They're very strict. You cannot take any pictures with like maids stuff like in there because it's a complex culture. Trust me, it's a rabbit hole that if you aren't prepared for, you're going to be surprised by. And then I also went to this place it's called Super Potato. So it's this place that sells like a lot of like video game stuff, like retro video games and things like that. They had like, I think it was like 5 or 4 floors. So like the second floor was selling Nintendo stuff. Third floor was selling Sony stuff. They had Xbox stuff on the side because Japan does not care about Xbox. And on the top floor, they had like this arcade center place too. That was really cool, where you put in 100 yen and you can play a couple of arcade games there. Really cool. But while I was there, because I was originally planning on getting some video games there, but I was like, but I saw that they were selling actually video game OSTs. So while I was there, I got Kingdom Hearts OST. So it's an album that has like a lot of the popular Kingdom Hearts songs on there. I got Final Fantasy 13's OST. I wish they had 13 too, because that's one of my favorite Final Fantasy 13 OSTs of all time. Final Fantasy 9. I had to get this. This is my favorite Final Fantasy game of all time, so I had to get that. And then this is The World Ends With You. DS game that Square Enix made, has a really great soundtrack, so I got that. I did see they had 15 there. They didn't have 16 yet. I don't know if they are officially selling that as of yet, but I didn't see.
Did they have 7 remake? I mean Rebirth?
I don't know. I would have to see, because I took a couple pictures and videos of everything that was there. I'd have to look through that. I don't think they did, to my knowledge. But yeah, so cool. It was cool. Like I said, I don't want to give away too much because I did a lot of other stuff while I was there. So stay tuned for my mini vlog experience, detailing everything that I went through while I was in Japan. So that's it for me for now. Next, we're gonna move on to our resident Kojima stan. Somebody who would give Jeff Keighley a run for his money as far as the Kojima glaze is concerned. If you're living under a rock, another game of the year dropped recently, or another game of the year contender has this year's gonna be crazy, bro. I can't wait to the Game Awards year, because this is gonna be a crazy year as far as video games is concerned. So I've done enough yapping. Did Trell tell us all about the best game ever, the Strand type simulator, Death Stranding 2?
Bro, when I tell you, so many people will miss out. And I know you've been trying, Cam, and so I
am currently playing Death Stranding 1. I'm doing that.
I know you're trying. And there's a lot of games on the horizon. We still got another big game dropping. Is it next month or the month after? For Ghost of Yotai.
Oh yeah, Ghost of Yotai, yeah.
Yeah, it's another huge game dropping. But I don't think it's gonna match my love for Death Stranding 2. I don't think it's really any game that can do that at the moment. Death Stranding 2 was such a good. I try to be a positive person on this podcast, right? Niggas don't know. And what I mean by niggas don't know nothing. Okay, so there's this thing where people think sequels have to mean a different game in the same time, and that's not what a sequel is. You know what I mean? Like, and what I mean by that is, like, Final Fantasy 2 is not a sequel to Final Fantasy 1. So yeah, it's going to kind of be a different game. Doesn't mean 2. That 2 doesn't mean that it's not the second game that came out. That 2 just means it's the second game of the series, but it's not a continuation, right? Mm-hmm. God of War Ragnarok is a continuation from God of War 2018, right? That game didn't need Kratos on a surfboard, bro, to make it different, right? It was a continuation of a story that we already seen. I mean, that we already, got one half of it. This game is completing that story. Mm. That's what Death Stranding 2 is doing, right? A lot of people like, well, it's just like Death Stranding 1. That's why it's a sequel. If you like 1, you will like 2. They just added stuff to 2 that they didn't have in 1, but the stuff for 1 is going to be in 2, because if it wasn't, niggas would be like, hey, where was this at? It was in 1, but it's not in 2. Why they taking away stuff? They're going to make it DLC. Bull crap like that, right? And I say all that to say is that this is probably one of the best sequels that I've ever played. Like, I put my nigga Beans on, and that nigga even saying like, yo, it beats Expedition 33 for him. And I'm gonna come to him in a couple of months to
He
see,
did
like,
say he did say he was going to replay Expedition 33 to see if he
yeah,
still feels the same way.
yeah, because stuff get kind of crazy when you finish stuff, right? And this was a really good ending.
Recency bias.
Recency bias, yeah. For me though, it ain't no change. I ain't even gonna hold you on those. It ain't no change. This is my game of the year. It's and this is no shade to Expedition 33, because it's like,
That's still my game of the year.
Yeah,
that's still my game of the year.
But it's one of them situations like, yo, I got 2 cakes. It's not that I can't eat 1 cake and I gotta throw away the other. I got 2 cakes. But this is my favorite game. I enjoyed 1 as a story, and coming to this one, I enjoy this one as a story too. One day I'm gonna get in deep dive of why the game is really, really good. But everything that you want from a video game or a Kojima game, he gives you. One of the best things I think about Death Stranding is that it's funny and it don't take itself seriously. And I think that's the thing that Kojima haters think Kojima does, is take himself seriously because his games are weird. He don't take himself seriously.
That man is a troll.
He's such a troll, right? I forget that nigga Revolver Ocelot. I think it's his name in one of the Metal Gear games. Please don't kill me, Metal Gear fans. The only reason he named that is because he used a revolver, bro. That's the only reason that's his name.
He is a goofy ass character too.
Right? It's the only reason, right? Die Hard Man, right? When he told you want to know why they call, and this is part 1, so sorry for the spoilers that you're not gonna remember, Cam. But he was like, you want to know that why they call me Die Hard Man? Because he wouldn't let me die. And it's like, okay,
isn't there another dude called Real Die Hard Man too? There's like Die Hard Man, and there's another was it Guillermo del Toro's character?
Oh no, that's Dead Man.
Oh,
and the reason they call him Dead Man is because he's a person. He's like Frankenstein's monster. And you got Heart Man, which his heart is inside his body and it stops from time to time. Then you got Fragile, who's literally fragile to an extent. You got Sam Porter Bridges, which is like you calling somebody John Amazon, because his job description is a porter and he worked for the company Bridges.
Yeah.
You got BB, which is just another play on word for baby. You got I don't want to keep spoiling because you're gonna get into the game, but it's so good. But even though he don't take himself seriously, he literally creates a story at the end. You just like, dang, right? And he gets so much out of his actors, his VAs, and they're really acting because they doing them. All the actors do motion capture for the game. He gets so much out of the actors that you wish everybody would get out of, because a lot of things people say is that Kojima just used celebrities for his games. A lot of niggas use celebrities, and then all the celebrities do is just say a word, and then they leave, right? Some of the best performers of celebrities in video games are the ones when the video game company literally pulled out the acting for the celebrity. Like Kevin Spacey in the Call of Duty games, man, nobody give a crap about that. It's forgettable. Yeah. But Idris Elba
in Cyberpunk,
in Cyberpunk, absolutely amazing.
Keanu Reeves,
absolutely amazing. They will go down in history in video games, right? Because they got so much out of it. And he does the same thing for Norman Reedus. He does the same thing for Guillermo del Toro. Dead Man is a fan favorite. Niggas love Dead Man. And it's kind of funny because I think Guillermo del Toro was busy a lot. So he got a lot of, he's in the game, but it's just so fucking funny how they don't use him. Like, instead of instead of 90% of the time you see in DL or Tomo, and I can't explain it, but he would be in Hartman's body whenever they need him to talk, and the face would just switch. It's absolutely, you have to play the game to understand it, and it's absolutely hilarious. But I wanted to say he gets a lot out of the characters because, like, for sure, and I don't care if the game awards dictate this, because it's literally a two-man race right now, right? What's the guy that played Verso? He's really good.
Oh, you talking about perform? You talking about in terms of
Performance?
performances?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Ben Stiller. Ben Stiller.
Is him? Ben Starr.
Ben Starr. Ben Starr, not Ben Stiller.
Is Ben Starr, and it's Troy Baker. There's no. There's no. I don't care. You would need an Arthur Morgan type performance to try to get those two out that place, right?
Yeah.
Higgs in Death Stranding 2.
I did see a scene of him. I didn't know the context. I saw a scene of him with.
You saw the guitar with him singing with the guitar.
That shit was fire. It was fire.
no pun intended. His performance as Higgs, nobody else can play Higgs. Like, and that's a testament to his acting skills. That when he was singing BB's theme, it just that's the scene that you saw. And he did the guitar here, and you do by your side, like, nigga. That's what. Mind you, you can't. They soft lock you, so you can literally keep dying, and every time, because Sam is a repatriate for niggas who don't play Death Stranding 1. Crazy name for a person who basically means he's just gonna come back to life whenever he dies. He's a repatriate. When you die and come back, that nigga Higgs will go back to singing that song. And I sat there and Sam died so many times. I'm like, this scene is amazing. Like, Jeff Keighley, you got one job if you want to glaze this game. Give that nigga his performance. It's not just a thing gonna go to Ben Starr, but I'm sorry. It's a 3-person race. I apologize. The woman who played Mayel deserves as much credit as Ben Starr as well, bro. She.
Oh yeah.
She arguably probably better. I'm not gonna lie to you. Especially towards the end of the game, her and Ben Starr literally carried Act 3 of that game, bro. It was them two, bro. But like Higgs, Troy Baker defined that role. And then I looked at like the behind the scenes of like when Troy Baker was talking about it, and he said Kojima created the role just for him. And you tell by like his acting in that. Amazing villain. A great ending to the game to end the series.
Also,
there is not a 3. Look, even though I will stand and probably cap for if there's a Death Stranding 3 when I say this, he would literally be pulling out his butt if he built out a Death Stranding 3. It would literally be him pulling the game out of his butt. And that nigga's like 70 something, I believe. My nigga is almost time.
Like, he got other things he want to work on too.
Yeah, he got 2 other games coming out. I think the Microsoft one and another one, OD. I think it's like OD is Fence or something like that. Yeah, so also I want to hammer the nail on the head. If you think that this is the story weird, yes, but literally just watch the 1,000 of British niggas explain the game to you on YouTube and you'll get the story. But you will laugh your butt off playing this game 90% of the cutscenes. And shout out to my nigga Die Hardman. I forget the actor's name that plays him. But Kojima found out that nigga know how to dance. And I'm pretty sure he gave this nigga a scene for him just to dance in, bro. And it is the funniest. I'm sorry. full-fledged spoilers. Cam won't remember if you ever played Death Stranding 2.
It's gonna be a while before I touch that game anyway.
Full-fledged spoilers. My nigga, towards the end of the game, the last act, you realize that there's this AI of this old nigga that you met in the first game, and there's an AI trying to control the world so nobody will leave their crib. It's very like, you know, real world, right? This nigga Die Hardman busts out an interpretive dance scene, singing that damn BB's theme again. And it is the funniest thing ever. Cause Sam and the villain look at each other like, what the fuck is this nigga doing, bro? And after this video, after the podcast, Kim, you gotta go watch the video. It is the funniest thing in the world. Cause the scene is so serious. This nigga talking about how nobody's ever gonna leave their house again and they're gonna die inside. They will never see the outside world again. And as Sam dealing with this situation, this nigga comes out of nowhere and start dancing. And then start breaking the fourth wall. I literally look to you in the screen, like, you know what the DHV magenta stands for, right? Die Hardman's vessel. And he looks directly in your face and tell you that. It's the funniest thing ever, bro. He is the funniest. It's so freaking funny, bro. It is the best game that came out this year. And look, arguments to everybody. There's going to be some niggas that tell you that the Fortnite Power Rangers update is the best thing that came out to this year. Kudos to you. Before us real gamers, nigga, we are eating.
Yeah, oh man, this year's been crazy. This year has been absolutely insane.
Niggas are putting their foot in these games, bro. Like, and I think the testament to it, and I want to make a video about it so bad, that separates what niggas think quadruple A games are, what really quadruple A games is. My nigga, what separates this stuff, bro, is niggas who actually care about the game that they're making. And it's not just something that's coming out within a series. And you can see it. Like, I watch niggas play that Donkey Kong game that you're going to talk about soon. Nigga, Nintendo put their foot in that game, bro. And it's just a Donkey Kong game. And it's amazing. It deserves all the praise. Expedition 33 deserves all the praise. 2 years ago, Baldur's Gate deserved all the praise. All the Alan Wake games. These are the games that niggas are saying, like, look, I know that it's going to be hard to make this game. I know that these shareholders are going to be breathing down our necks. But we are going to make a game when we actually care about the narrative experience that the gamer is going through. And you just get good stuff. Like, it should be a testament to these gaming companies. It should be a big testament to them. Let the developers cook, bro. Niggas don't mess with Kojima when he messes with a game, bro. And he doesn't have a bad game. I don't care how much you hate how many people glaze the Metal Gear series, but nobody will ever tell you the Metal Gear series is bad. And the only bad Metal Gear game out there, it is called Metal Gear Survive. And Kojima didn't have shit
not
to
a
do
part
with
of
it. So, like, that's the type of reality we're in. Leave these developers alone, bro. Let them cook. They got it. Like, they got it. So, that's it. It was a little windy because I ain't got shit else to talk about anyway. So that's a take on playoff can whatever he talking about. But play Death Stranding 1. You have to play 1. This is one of them situations where I'm gonna play 2 and go back to it. No, nigga, play 1. Okay, you gotta get your stripes in. You can't be assistant manager at the Amazon facility like me. You gotta get your stripes in on that road. Okay, you gotta get them in on that road.
And
then you'll be good.
And it was free on. And if you own a PlayStation, it was free on PlayStation Plus. So, was it free on PlayStation Plus?
No, it still is. It still is.
Oh, it's free on PlayStation Plus. So
it's the complete edition too. So you're not gonna play the bad version of the game.
It's no. If you want to get into Death Stranding, it's no excuse.
It's no excuse. Get it. Broaden your horizon. Cam became one of my best friends. Not because I can trust it, nigga. I can trust him. But because he broadened my horizon with video games. When he told me, hey, You should play Final Fantasy 15. I'm like, man, I ain't into them Japanese games, man. Wop the chair wop. My life was never the same. It was never the same.
You gotta stand by me, man. Stand by me.
Right. And now, you know what's crazy, Kim? And I should have said, well, it's technically Cam, but Bean said, I don't think Trellsav will put us on a bad game. I was like, look, it changed. It changed.
It's a full circle.
It's a full circle moment, man. Expand these horizons, bro.
For sure. Yep. So that would, so now if you want to get into Death Stranding too, you got the nod. I have been playing the first Death Stranding and I've been enjoying it. It's a good like chill until I go to sleep game, because I can't play that game in long bursts. I cannot play that game in long bursts, because I do like 2 deliveries and I'm like, yeah, I'm done.
Oh no, they make you work.
They make you walk, and then you got to deal with those what they call
mules.
Not the mules, the freaking
BTs?
alien thing. Yeah, the BTs and stuff.
I'm surprised you ain't just like, I'm putting this down, because my first experience with a BT, I was scared.
No, I wasn't. It didn't get me. At first I was like, oh man, but then I was like, it's not that bad. It wasn't that bad. But yeah, so I'm slowly getting into it, but I definitely do plan on playing Death Stranding too. So moving on. So these are some of the games that I've been playing that I figured are worth talking about since we've been on a little breaky break. But Wuchang Fallen Feathers. So this game, I think I don't remember where I heard the game from, but it seemed interesting. It is a Souls-like game, or Soulsborne, whatever you want to call it at this point. So if you are someone, and I do remember, and I do agree with this, because Moist Critical had put a video out talking about the Souls fatigue, and I'm definitely starting to feel that too, because I feel like a lot of these companies right now are just like, well, it almost feels like the reaction video of video games now. I don't know, like it's like everybody in the, something like a Marvel trailer comes out, everybody and their mama drop a reaction trailer to the new Marvel news that comes out. It feels like that when it comes to a lot of these Souls-like games, where it's like, well, everybody's making a Souls game, so I'm gonna make a Souls game. Now, to its credit though, this is an impressions. This is not a full-on review, because I've not played a lot of this game. I played a little bit of it. I do think that Wuchang Fallen Feathers is a solid game. It's not like, if you're, because I'm already knowing how the From Software community is going to be. No, it's not Elden Ring. No, it's not better than Elden Ring. So, calm down. I know you guys got scared for a minute. Your precious video game, that's the best video game that it's ever made, is still the best video game that was ever made. Chill out. But Wuchang, it's like, if you're looking for like a decent little, it reminds me a lot more of like the Team Ninja, like Neo games, where it's like a lot more of like a fast-paced type of Souls game. Your main method of defense in that game, you don't really have a parry or like a block button. It's more so like dodging. And if you dodge, I forgot what they call it. It's called feathering. The system's like feathering, where basically you can enhance certain attacks if you dodge at the right moment. So it's kind of more so like it kind of encourages you to be a lot more aggressive than reactive in the game. My only complaint that I have with the game so far, like the biggest complaint, is that the map, like there's a lot of it, and I kind of almost hate when Souls games do this, or Soulsborne, Souls-like, again, whatever you want to call it, where you have these characters that have very limited movement, but you have a big world. Like, one of the best things about Elden Ring was you have this horse that can double jump, and you can also jump, and that horse goes fast. So like, it's a big open world area, but they give you enough movement options for you to like actually freely explore the area. Wuchang, on the other hand, it's like your standard Souls game. You move kind of clunky. There's no jump button or anything like that, but they have like a lot of areas where there's just like a bunch of beaten paths, and the map in that game, I don't even know if they have like a map in the game, but if they do, it sucks. So it's just, again, it's just like the exploration and stuff like that. Like, I feel like the game would have been a lot more, in my opinion, it would have been a lot more better received if it was more linear, as opposed to having like all these off beaten areas and stuff like that. And there's and one thing, because like I'm very particular when it comes to playing video games. My mantra is, if you're going towards story, you're going the wrong way. So I'm always like, okay, am I going towards story, or am I doing optional stuff? And I can't tell that with this game, and so that kind of bothers me a lot when I'm playing it. But aside from that, as far as actual combat is concerned, there's a lot of options, a lot of variety. Again, the game very much encourages you to be aggressive. There are, I believe, let me see, there's a long sword, like an axe, spear, a short sword, and double swords. I think there's 5 weapon types. You can enhance your weapons with different passive abilities and things of that nature. The level up system in that game, it's not like, you know, your traditional Dark Souls where you're leveling up individual stats. You actually level up by learning abilities. So every time you learn an ability, you gain a level. So that's pretty, I kind of like that system, because, you know, you don't have to worry about what's the most optimal build or whatever. It's just learn abilities and experiment with what you want to do. Again, the feathering system, that, you know, if you dodge at the right moment and enhance certain attacks, it also ties into the magic system in that game as well. So again, there's a lot of different options for you to engage in combat. So from that standpoint, again, I would recommend the game. If you are a fan of Souls games, I think you will enjoy the game. It's a average to slightly above average experience. That's the best way I can put it. So again, that's my thoughts on it. If you have played Wuchang, or let me know how you think about it in the comment sections. Again, this is just an impressions. I have not. I'm gonna keep it a buck. This is probably gonna be one of the games I don't finish, because it's just so much stuff coming out. It just is what it is. I'm probably not gonna finish the game, but I still enjoyed what little or most of it that I played. So moving on, this is also going to be impressions as well, because I'm still in the midst of playing it. But Nintendo said, "I don't care. We're dropping a Game of the Year contender," and they did. Whatever you've heard about Donkey Kong Bonanza, it's that. I'm honestly surprised, and I don't understand. This should have been the game that Nintendo dropped for the Switch launch. Like, it shouldn't have been Mario Kart. This should have been the game they dropped for the Switch launch. This is essentially right now. This is this game's Breath of the Wild, or Super Mario Odyssey, whatever you want to call it. The equivalent of that to whatever it was for the Switch. This game is absolutely phenomenal. Would not be surprised if this game ends up winning Game of the Year. I'm not mad. This coming from someone who I still think that Expedition 33 is Game of the Year in my opinion. But if this game wins it, wouldn't be surprised. It is phenomenal. They put like Trail said, they put their foot in this game. Like, the biggest selling point of this game is that you can punch and go through everything. And it is such a simple mechanic, but when you actually play it, oh, it is so fun, dude. Because like you could just go anywhere, you can explore anywhere. It is just so fun to engage with the exploration mechanics that they have in this game. The story, you know, it's very simplistic, but you're not really playing the game for the story as much as you're playing. It's a freaking Donkey Kong game. You're playing it to punch stuff, so I'm not really too concerned about that. But from what I've been playing so far, I think I'm on like the third world, whatever they want to call it, whatever the equivalent of that is. Solid. The Super Saiyan mode with Donkey Kong, when Pauline says DK and that boy transforms, fire, bro. Like that, it is so good. Like it's a collection game. So if you're somebody who's into that kind of stuff, like there's so many secrets and things. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if people who have 100% of the game at this point are still discovering new things about the game.
That's so crazy. I heard they one they got thousands of bananas you gotta find.
Oh, it's a
And
lot.
no, what is up with them niggas not having no trophies and no Nintendo? You know,
This is one of those games where like it would have been so cool to have like some sort of like achievement system. They need to bring that into to the Switch. I don't know. I don't understand why they don't have it at this point, but yeah, that's also. But like, yeah, it just feels so good too because you can play the game in 4K 60 frames per second. I'm just imagining this game on the base Switch being an absolute dumpster fire.
Yeah.
And I'm just so glad that like we have a system that can actually play video games and not slideshow presentations. So I have been very much enjoying the game. Like I said before, easy game of the year contender. If anybody says anything different, they don't play video games. I'm sorry, you just don't.
Yeah,
it doesn't have the engaging and deep, complex story of Expedition 33, and it doesn't have the silliness of Kojima.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you what the game has: Nintendo, Donkey Kong.
Now,
that's all it needs.
I'm wondering what's gonna get snubbed, and that's the thing. People, I don't have that much stock in. Like, I don't care. But
I honestly feel like because a lot of people are expecting a lot of stuff from Ghost of Yotei, I'm pretty sure that's gonna get snubbed.
I think it's gonna be Kingdom Come Deliverance, which is another. I think.
I think that game still probably gets snubbed. I don't see a lot of people talking about that game.
I think it's the lowest out of people think the Kojima game gonna get snubbed, but I don't know about that.
I don't think that Stranding 2 gonna get snubbed for game of the year. No,
I don't think it's gonna get snubbed.
At Jeff Keighley's Game of the Year award show. Come on now, y'all. What y'all think this is, bro? Jeff Keighley not gonna let nothing happen to his precious game.
No, something's gonna get snubbed though, and somebody's not gonna like it. I don't like. Of course, like this is not the like this Donkey Kong game is amazing. It's gonna get there, but I wouldn't be surprised if niggas like. Is this game of the year worthy? I think it is, but I wouldn't be surprised if people have the conversation of asking.
If they have that conversation, I think it's just going to be from the viewpoint again, and this is how I just like you just don't play video games. It's going to be from the viewpoint of, oh, but it doesn't have a complex and sad story like Expedition 33 or anything like. And it's like, yeah, but as a video game that's meant to promote the Switch 2 and push the systems to its boundaries, it does that and more.
Yeah.
And it's a Donkey Kong game. I'm not expecting it to make me think about existentialism and my place in the universe. I think that's another thing that people don't understand is like sometimes games are not meant for that, but people are so used to people playing games for like Oscar bait and stuff like that. Yeah.
Even though I love the Last of Us series, did that. And people don't understand when something like an Astrobot wins. They don't understand it's like there's virtually nothing wrong with this game.
Right.
It's literally nothing wrong with it.
We didn't come into Astrobots to think about the concepts of life and death. We came because it's a good platformer and it did it really well. It did the same thing with Donkey Kong. It does what it does very well. So that's why if it does end up winning Game of the Year, it would win because it does what it does really well. Same thing with Death Stranding. Same thing with Expedition 33. Same thing with Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. If it wins it because it does what it does very well, and that's all that matters. But y'all not ready to have that conversation yet.
Never. Nobody will have that conversation. Yeah, the niggas that not ready to have that conversation are also the niggas not playing these games.
Yeah, like, y'all don't play video games, and again, that's fine. But y'all not. But stop trying to be in these conversations. Stay in the lane.
Like, I would never tell a nigga who been playing basketball his whole entire life, nigga, you garbage. Nigga, I ain't play it. I don't know how to play that.
Right. Like if you like playing 2K, man, hey, shout out to you, bro. But you're not. We talking about actual Game of the Year stuff. 2K ain't gonna be in that conversation. It never will be in that conversation.
If they I rob my fans of they hard on cash
you're right.
category, yeah, they'd be there.
Finesse of the year.
Finesse of the year sounds crazy. He needed though. Jeff, get on that, bro.
Finesse of the year, bro. You know how many games be on that list, bro? That would be a category that we could talk about. But yeah, for sure.
We gotta do a Black Otaku. I mean,
Like a Raspberries award. Like
man, I've been thinking about it, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. I've been thinking about it. A Razzies award would be fire. We just gotta stay away because some niggas tries to do that, but it ain't up turning out to be some alt-right stuff, bro. I ain't gonna hold you. Some alt-right stuff. Like every game that they
Woke.
gave a bad award to just because it woke slop. It was a woke slop video game. Like,
I saw that there was a black woman there.
Yeah, bro.
You know how I feel about that,
bro. Like that.
Yeah, we not those corny type of gamers. We actually play video games because we want to play video games, not because we care about if a character is gay or not. So that's Donkey Kong Bonanza. Big ups to Nintendo. Keep doing this. Honestly, you keep doing this for your first party games. Switch 2 is in for a good roster.
It's hitting strong though, bro. Like
because we still got Pokemon coming out too. Yeah.
Bro, I saw some gameplay, bro. I'm not looking too fond of that, but I thought about it, bro.
It's Pokemon. It's gonna do well regardless.
Oh no, come on, man! I wish I had some stocks in that. I need some insider training.
It's gonna do well regardless. So, but I will be getting the game and I'll tell y'all how I feel about it. But on to a game that I actually. So this is gonna be a review because I beat the game, and this has been a game that has been having some talks in the gaming community. But Mafia the Old Country. So this was a game that I kind of picked up because I was like, I just needed something. I was looking at some reviews and stuff, and people were saying it was a very linear, short game. And honestly, that's what I needed at the time. I had, because PlayStation Stars, I had a lot of like money from that. So I was able to get this game off of the PlayStation Star stuff. PlayStation, you are bogus for that. I'm gonna give you an early clown because I don't understand how you implement a system in which you are rewarding your players for investing in your product, and then you realize that, oh snap, they're getting a lot of stuff from investing in our product. We don't like that. Take it away.
Man,
what sense does that make? So you're clowns for that. You're gonna introduce a system that rewards people for supporting your product, and then when people take advantage of that, rightfully so, because they're spending a lot of money on your product, you want to stop being generous in that regards. Goofy. But Mafia the Old Country. So my experience with the overall Mafia series is nothing. I kind of knew next to nothing about the series. The only thing I remember is like the third game a little bit when that came out, whenever it released.
Yeah.
But aside from that, I was never familiar with the franchise, but I decided to give it a little go, see what's to it, and I like the game. Here's my thing with this game. This game is the perfect example of not every game needs to be game of the year. Sometimes it's okay to be an average game, and that's what this game is. It's average. It does nothing that like moves the needle or anything, but it doesn't offend me. Or like I felt like I wasted my time or money playing the game. It is a completely okay game from start to finish, and I enjoyed that. And it's what I needed. It's what I needed at the time. So I would recommend it from the viewpoint of if you happen to catch this game on sale, or maybe you are into the Mafia series, but you were a bit hesitant because you were looking at a lot of reviews say certain things. Because a lot of people were saying like, this game is very short and linear. Like a lot of Mafia fans were saying like, oh, with this game, I heard this game is very short and linear. And then there was other Mafia fans that's like, well, did you play Mafia 1 and 2? The Mafia series has always been linear. And so what I did, because I don't know if it still is now, but Mafia 1 and 2, the definitive editions of the game, were on PlayStation Plus. So I had those two games. So after I finished Mafia the Old Country, I'm currently on Mafia 2. I just finished the first Mafia game. Yeah, it's the same thing.
Yeah, I peeped that too. I peeped that too. I was like, niggas complaining off of nothing really.
Like the games are very linear, very straight, very short linear experiences. And so I don't know why people were complaining from that. There was this really weird viral tweet that happened about Mafia Old Country where somebody was like, just for your information, Mafia The Old Country doesn't have swimming physics. And
Yeah.
as someone who played the game, there is no mission in which you swim in that game at all. So who cares? Like there is no mission that requires you to swim in that game. You're not engaging with the seas. So that's a not. I feel like at this point, people are just complaining just to complain. They like, you guys don't play video games. You like to complain about video games. Like that's all y'all do. Y'all look for a game and you just want to complain about just nothing burgers. Now, if you want to talk about from the experience of like, because one of the central mechanics in the game is like knife fights. There's a lot of like, because I mean it was a big thing in Italy, like, you know, knife fights between like kind of like a gentleman's duel, and like back then in the States, similar to that. There's a lot of that stuff in the game, and not a lot of people are fond of that mechanic. And I can understand, I can completely agree and go like, yeah, there's a lot of times where the game is like, let's knife fight instead of just shooting each other in the face or having all right gang wars. But other than that,
I'm pretty sure it was hard as shit to get a gun back then, though.
yeah. But yeah, and like I would say this, the vehicle controls in that game are absolute terrible. It's trash. Say it was the same thing with oh my god, Mafia 1. Oh, the vehicle controls in that game are booty. And I don't even care about the whole, well, we want to be realistic and mimic how cars were back in the day. Nah, that shit was ass. Itself is terrible. But other than that, like I like the story. The main character Enzo, he is I think they call it Carasso, which is a child worker. He was working in the mines. Him and his best friend were saving up to eventually buy themselves out of that servitude, and the ultimate goal of going to, I think it's Empire Bay. They want to go to America. Obviously something happens, the best friend dies in the mine, and Enzo ends up escaping, and he runs into the Don, like a Don's territory. The Don ends up saving him, and that's how he gets recruited into the Mafia, sir. But one thing I say I like about these series is kind of like the narrative of how these main characters get roped into the Mafia, and also the progression. Because like they all start as like this innocent person that's kind of like, you know, they just have these dreams of being something bigger than they are. And then you see them kind of slowly go into that criminal underworld world and like start doing some stuff that are like Mafia 1. My nigga Tommy Angelo, he literally starts off as a cabbie driver, and he gets pulled into the Mafia world because two guys come into his cab, like basically put him at gunpoint because they're in a shootout and they need to run from people. What Tommy Angelo does in Mafia 1, he goes from this innocent cabbie driver to a menace. He does some despicable stuff in that game. Like truly, like you should be put on death row for this type of stuff. So it's like these games aren't necessarily meant to like boost these people as like they're protagonists, but they are not good people. And you kind of see the progression of them throughout and that's one thing I do like, is that it's not like they're trying to paint them out to be victims or misunderstood. They just get drunk. They get drunk off that lifestyle, and they kind of cope themselves into doing like, oh, I'm doing this because I want to be bigger than, I want to be something better. And if you want to make it, you got to be willing to do all this stuff. These you kind of get to see that in all the Mafia games. So Old Country, Mafia 1, I'm seeing it currently in Mafia 2, where the main character is just like, I just want to be something. I want to be bigger. I want to be better, you know. And you get to see that progression of them starting off sort of innocent and going into this like, you know, there are some POS. And the way these games don't end. I'm not gonna spoil anything, but these games are not like, yeah, the hero wins. No, it's basically like karma. It's like, yeah, this is what you get type stuff. I don't know how Mafia 2 ends, but Old Country and Mafia 1, yeah, they're you know, you pay for the lifestyle that you were in, and they emphasize that in these games. So I like the game. I think this is a fine average game. You're going into there knowing it's a linear experience, but it has a great narrative story, in my opinion. So like if I were to give the game a score, I give it like a 7, maybe a 6. I don't know. Depends. But again, doesn't mean the game is bad. It's just it's okay, and I think that's fine. So moving on from that. So this is this is gonna be a bit of a left field one, but this is a game that I have been spending a lot of time on Steam. If you have been in, if you're big in a gacha scene like I am, maybe even if not but like an anime community or whatever, I'm pretty sure you've heard of Umamusume Pretty Derby. So it just got a global release this year on Steam. This game has been out for a couple years at this point. I don't know if it's like 5 years, something like that. It's been out for a while in other regions, but it blew up. And I mean, it's still like really big. So the game came out and it just blew up as far as popularity. And I think the reason why is that it is a game that you'll see gameplay of it and your first thought is going to be like, I don't see it. But this is a game that once you start to play it, you will see it 100%. Because I was seeing a lot of gameplay from some channels that I'm subscribed to, and I'm just like, I don't understand how people can get into this game. It don't seem like it's all that. But once you start to play this game, man, you get invested, and you get invested bad. So this is a gacha. It's a free-to-play gacha game. I will say that this is probably one of the more friendlier gacha games that I have personally played, because the game does have a PvP system, but you don't really need to engage with it at all. It's not like you don't get like insane rewards for doing good in PvP. It's more so about like career mode and like building up your Umas through that. And this is it's a racing simulator game. So what you do, the purpose of what you do in this game is you get a Uma, you take her through a career mode, and you build up their stats to compete in other race modes that the game offers. And that's kind of how you get it's how you get premium currency and other stuff to like build and train up to continue to develop your Umas. But that career mode, that's where you're going to be sinking most of your time into. That's the mode where you are kind of building out your legacy Umas in order to take them on races, and you get really invested into them, because there's a lot of times where you'll be racing, you'll be seeing your Umas racing, and they'll be doing well. They get passed up by another Uma like right at the last second, and you are like glued to your scene, like, okay, go, and it's like, what the and it's like it simulates real life the horse racing scene that you like. If you were into that stuff, you kind of see that in the game. The horses that are in Umamusume are actually based off of real life horses. So like real life horses in the racing scene. So a lot of their stats and what they do are based off of their real life counterparts, which is really cool. And if you actually take the time and look at some of the like careers in the life of some of these horses, it gets deep, and it's actually pretty freaking interesting how they managed to really well tie in their real life counterparts to the in-game stuff. So I highly recommend you play the game. If you are somebody who's like into that kind of racing simulation stuff, you can get the rabbit hole is deep in that game. So you can get real invested into that game. It's a very simplistic game, but it has that loop that keeps you playing and keeps you wanting to do more. And like I said, they have rarity characters, but some of the best Umas on there are 1-stars, like stuff that they offer you at the beginning of the game for basically free. And it's not just because you have a 3-star Uma, you're going to completely dominate in PvP. No, it's all about how you build your Umas through career mode to dominate races. So if you are, again, it's free on Steam. It's free to play friendly. I'm deep in the gacha game. So if I'm saying this, I'm not saying this to cap. I'm saying this because I've been playing the game, and I've only spent money in regards to, there's like some packs that like give you like a guarantee SSR pool. That's it. But like I haven't been like, oh, I'm maxing out. I'm not doing any of that stuff. I haven't like I can tell you I have not spent nearly as much money on that game as I would a Star Rail or Triple Z or any other of the gachas that I cover on this channel. So that's my review for Umamusume. highly addictive game and highly recommended. So we're gonna go ahead. I think I was good. I was gonna try to do main discussion, but I think we can just kind of end it after the.
A quick question before you. It ain't nothing. You know, I thought you was gonna play a game, and I'm surprised you ain't play it. You
What
know,
game?
because I know what type of games you like. I thought you was gonna play like Date Everything, bro.
Oh, I did play that game.
You
I played
rock
it. I
with
bought it
it?
on Steam. Yeah, it's cool. Like it
Yeah.
it's kind of hard to like. I will say this. I think that in terms of like a dating simulator, it is probably the it is probably the best concept I've seen for any dating sim I've ever played in my life, where you literally point at your wall and you can date it. You point at your bed, you can date it. Um, but yeah, it's cool. I like it. It is one of those games that like if you don't like for any of my super anti woke gamers, you're gonna absolutely hate that game.
I'm
So I
pretty
yeah
sure about that.
yeah I would say if you don't like black people, if you don't like uh uh trans people, if you don't like homosexuality in your video games, you know what I'm saying? If you just you probably don't want to play that game. But if you actually like playing video games like me, it's a good game. Um and yeah, I like it. My current favorite waifu in that game is the bed. Her name is Betty. Fire design. Fire design. I'm not gonna lie to you. They some of the concept characters that they do for like the items that you can date in the game, they
Yeah.
was in their foot, they was in their Duffy. They got some bad people in there. So and they got them for both sides. So if you like husbandos, waifus, whatever, they got something for you. So I recommend it from that viewpoint. It's pretty. I don't know if it's on sale. It was like $20, I think. So
I
yes,
didn't know it was on console, bro. I thought that was one of them Steam likes, but it's on console too. I got some other games I want to get, so I ain't gonna play that just yet. I was surprised.
it's a good game to relax to as well. Like so I would say like if you're looking for a really relaxing game, I would also recommend it off that too. But yeah, it's I've been playing that game solid. But it is a it's like one of those games you gotta sink a lot of time into because there's like different mechanics in that game. As far as like because when you first date the objects, it's called like actualizing them, but then you can actually turn them into like real life human beings. Um called like realization, but that requires you to have certain stats. And in order to get those stats, you have to date a lot of other objects as well. So, and there's so many, they call them datables. There's like hundreds, there's like 100 something datables in that game. So that's a lot of conversations, a lot of dates and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
it's a lot. It is a game that is gonna. That's why I say like it's just. I would play it like a on and off like relaxation type of game. That's my recommendation. But yeah, great game. Um, shout out to that. But yeah, on to movies. We're gonna talk about these last two things and wrap up the recording session for today. So two big movies came out last month during the month of July. You guys know what they are. Superman and Fantastic Four, the first step. Shout out to the homies. We saw both of these movies in groups. And it was a great experience. Superman, obviously being the first that came out, so I'll talk about this first. Give my thoughts on it. Full disclosure, I came into this movie wanting to hate. Not gonna lie to you. I came into this movie wanting to hate just because I have bad blood with the DCEU. It was terrible. Just bad direction on a lot of ends. It was just not good. There were a couple of good things about the DCEU, but overall it was a stinker. So I did come into this movie wanted to hate. I didn't think that James Gunn had it in him. I mean, he did good with that one, I guess the remake of the Suicide Squad movie and also the Guardians of the Galaxy from the Marvel side. So I know he has experience and he can make good superhero films. I just didn't have that faith when it came to the main man of the DC universe, right? Soups. So I did come into that movie wanting to hate, but I was pleasantly surprised, and I enjoyed this movie a lot more than I initially thought I would. I think the best thing about this movie is that it truly does feel like a comic book movie in terms of like those old like I don't know if you want to call them like golden age, like the very corny, cheesy, like this is corny, cheesy Superman. And I'm completely fine with that. I'm glad, in fact, because I don't want to turn this into a Snyderverse versus whatever you want to call it, the Gunverse Superman. But I don't need Batman Superman. Superman is a symbol of hope. He's cheesy. He's always been cheesy. That's just kind of his. He's supposed to be a smile. He's supposed to be a symbol of hope. He's supposed to be smiling. He's supposed to let you know that everything is gonna be okay. I got y'all. You know, it's a bird, it's a plane. No, it's Superman, right? So seeing that in this movie, it was great. Like seeing all these bright colors in this movie, in a world where previously all of our Superman movies was freaking gray and dark and monotone. I'm just like, it's cool to see bright colors, because that's what I think of when I think about Superman. I think about bright. I know a lot of people's complaint was that Superman gets his butt kicked a lot in this movie, especially from a lot of Snyder fans. And my counterpoint to that is, did you see Man of Steel? Superman got his butt kicked in that movie a lot. I mean, just that one scene of him getting jumped by those two kryptonites, they was dogging him. Like they was beating his butt. And when Zod finally got real, when he like realized his powers and potential on Earth, he beat the crap out of Superman too. It was a big back and forth. So I don't know like why people are trying to paint this scene like Snyderverse Superman was like, yeah, I'm not gonna get my butt beat.
So he also let people die. Like I love Henry Cavill. Henry Cavill, his Superman also let people die. People died in that movie.
People were complaining about that too. Like people were like complaining about the scene where like he saves the squirrel and like all this stuff. Like that's Superman. Like that is literally Superman cares about life. Period. You may think it's corny, but it's crucial to his care. That's who he like. Superman. Yes, Superman is the type of hero that will see a squirrel about to get ran over or something about to happen to that squirrel and pick up the squirrel and carry it to a safe location. Yeah. That is the type of hero that he is. He's the type of hero that will see a little girl about to get crushed and rush in to save her. That's the type of hero that he is. That is Superman's character. In this movie, to me, emphasizes that James Gunn understands who Superman is as a hero. And that's what I liked about this film. Lex Luthor, easily probably one of the best villains in recent superhero movies to this date. The level of hate this man had for Superman in this movie is a level of hate I aspire to. Like it's just everything that he did in this movie was purely because he hated Superman. And it worked. The dynamic between Lex and Superman were like, because my biggest thing was that like whenever I was like during my edgy years, when I was like really into like Batman and all this other stuff, all these edgy heroes, I was just like, man, I don't know why Superman always has this beef with Lex Luthor where he just like laser beam his eyes out and call it a day. But like the dynamic between Lex Luthor and Superman in this movie, where he was able to manipulate Superman into doing things that he wanted to do, put Superman in a bad light, weaken Superman to the point where like he could actually kill him if he wanted to. It was believable. It made sense. Krypto being probably the GOAT of this movie, very realistic portrayal of Krypto being just an absolute menace to everybody, more so even Superman, just doing whatever he wanted to do whenever he wanted to do. I like this portrayal. The cameo that we got with Supergirl at the end of the movie. I think that's the actress from House of the Dragon, I believe. She's a great fit. She's a great fit for that role. I mean, if they do end up making a Supergirl movie or incorporating her somehow. Okay, yeah. I'm looking forward to that movie. She's absolutely she's not only is she good in the role, but she's gorgeous too. So like they did a great job with her. Shout out to her. I just honestly think it was just a great performance from everybody in the movie. I think that the universe that James Gunn is establishing, that he has established within this Superman movie, is something that I think is gonna carry on well. I'm looking forward to seeing his interpretation of Batman, his interpretation of Wonder Woman. I'm hoping that he takes his time to establish these characters before they jump off the shark with another Justice League movie. Establish these characters, let them grow, let them have their own movies, let them have their own adventures, and then you can Marvel it. Then you can try to go after the Marvel, the whole MCU, Justice League, all of that. You can do that later, but for now, I feel like your goal should be to establish these individual characters. And if we're based off of Superman, we're in a good direction.
Yeah.
And my biggest what I want to see is I want to see DC come back and make really, really good, competent superhero movies to be a reminder to Marvel that they cannot be complacent when it comes to the MCU.
I think
This
it already
competition
happened.
is good. Yeah.
I think it already happened. It beat Fantastic Four. Like,
Oh yeah.
I know this is not a them versus they thing or they versus them thing. We don't care, nigga. We don't want who's spending money for the war. But it beat Fantastic Four, and Fantastic Four is the start of a phase. So
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
that's big. That's big for DC. It's their biggest property. Second biggest. Batman is their biggest. But it beat it. Now, this is gonna be like a Spider-Man or something like that. Of course not. But for them beating Fantastic Four, that's big, bro. People's looking forward to Fantastic Four.
This was definitely their movie for this year. Like,
Yeah.
regardless of like Thunderbolts and Captain America, yeah. But this was the movie that I'm pretty sure this was their like, this is what we want. We want people's main butts and seats for the Fantastic Four. And like again, competition is good because we have been in a stagnant decline when it comes to superhero medium in terms of live action stuff, because again, it is just MCU. And MCU knew that, and they were just like, we could just put out whatever and you guys will still go and see it. So DC doing good is a good thing. I know a lot of Marvel fanboys are like, but it's a good thing. Competition is good. I want both of these. I want both of these to be at their A game. I want there to be a situation where we get a freaking 10 out of 10 Avengers movie, and then like 2 weeks later we get a 10 out of 10 Justice League movie, and we're just having freaking amazing debates on which one was better, which one was a better comic book movie. That's the future I want to see when it comes to like the superhero movie medium. I don't want to see a future where DC dominates or Marvel dominates. I want to see a future where they are both competing for dominance. I think that's the best way to go forward. So yeah, Superman, if I were to give it a rating, I think it was a solid, I'm gonna give it a 9. I really like this movie. This might be a hot take. I think it's the best live action Superman movie we've gotten.
Oh yeah,
ever.
You're gonna have to start going to folks, Christopher Reeves or whatever his name is.
Yeah, I think it's better than Man of Steel. Definitely think it's better than freaking Batman vs Superman. That movie sucked. But even the early years like Superman Returns, I think it's better than those movies. I think this is the best live action Superman movie we've gotten. Again, it might be a hot take, but that's just how I feel about it. So I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10. On to Fantastic Four, the first steps. So I think this was solid. Like I to be honest, I also came into this movie wanting to hate, because again, Marvel has been on a decline. I will say that this year though has given me hope, because again, I liked Captain America Brave New World. It wasn't like, obviously it's not, I don't think it's the best definitely don't think it's the best Captain America movie, but I thought it was a solid film. I really, really like the Thunderbolts. I still think that Thunderbolts is the best Marvel movie so far this year. And I'll talk about why when I get into Fantastic Four, but that movie was really, really good. And Fantastic Four, I thought was a pretty solid film. I think, I mean, off bat, this is not hard. It is the best Fantastic Four live action movie we've ever gotten, but that is not a high bar to clear. that is not a high bar to. It's not like Superman where people can make arguments over previous Superman films. but this one is not a high bar. I do have a soft spot for the like, you know, the 2000 Fantastic Four and then the Rise of the Silver Surfer. I have a soft spot for those movies, but Fan Four Stick, yeah, no argument there. So yeah, this is a I think the big thing, I think the strongest thing about this is the cast. The cast was absolutely phenomenal. Pedro Pascal as Richard Reed, great choice. I know I know there's a lot of people who are having Pedro Pascal fatigue because he's in freaking everything. like, like he's in everything nowadays. But for this role in particular, he absolutely nails the role of Richard Reed. I think the biggest complaint I do have about Mr. Fantastic is that in this movie is that he does not use his powers a lot. Like he rarely uses his powers like at all in this movie. So I'm hoping that in these next iterations he comes back, they allow him to actually use his powers. Sue Storm, Johnny, Ben, all of the actors that portrayed those roles did it very, very well. I like the plot, the main plot around this movie being the threat of Galactus and basically the Fantastic Four being like, yeah, we ain't stopping, folks. So we got to find a way to do something about this. But the way they handle it, I think was really well done. The incorporation of obviously Franklin Richards as well and his future potential in the MCU, I think is going to be well done. Obviously, spoiler alert, if you haven't seen Fantastic Four, fast forward like 5 minutes, but the ending credits indicating that Doom is coming. Basically, you know, that whole ending scene, a lot of people are hyped about that. I'm very curious to see Robert Downey Jr.'s performance of Doctor Doom and seeing how he portrays that role. I think this movie did a lot of good as far as within itself and also setting up things for the future of the MCU. Right now, after Phase 4 and like right now, Marvel is at its best it's been in a while. And I mean a while. Because we've been in a dumpsters. So, but I think that there's a lot of things that this movie could have done a little bit better as far as some of the CGI was not that good. There were some plot points that I just kind of didn't care about or was kind of like, we could have like not included this in the movie. And I think that while they did a really good portrayal of Galactus, they also kind of made him a bumbling idiot, which is like, you know, Galactus isn't stupid, but the movie kind of had to make him stupid for the sake of the plot. So that kind of was kind of like, I don't know about this. But other than that, I did, and also Silver Surfer. I think she did a great job. I know a lot of people were like, they made Silver Surfer into a girl. I don't like that. She was fine. I especially like the fact that they made Johnny Storm like actually smart in this movie too, because like a lot of people think that like Johnny's supposed to be like this bumbling idiot, but like he's actually pretty smart too because he's a whole astronaut. But they made him like his role in the plot as far as finding out more about Silver Surfer and Galactus. I liked a lot of that stuff. The relationship dynamic between Richard between Mr. Fantastic and also Sue Storm, I think was really well done, and just the overall family dynamic of the Fantastic Four. They had really great chemistry. So all in all, I'd give the movie a solid. I would give it a solid 8. I think Superman was way better just because of everything that the movie portrayed as far as doing real justice to Superman's character, because he needs real justice to his character from his recent live action portrayal, and even something like the video game, like all these video games doing evil Superman. So it was just this movie, Superman being like a movie that like really represents his character well, I think kind of adds more to my enjoyment to this movie. Whereas Fantastic Four, this is good because you look at the history of Fantastic Four movies, it's not good. And also the shape of the MCU, they were able to do a good job with this movie. So I thoroughly enjoyed. Again, both movies are really good, and this gives me hope for the future of the comic book movie industry moving forward. If we can continue with this stuff, and continue to get really good comic book hero movies, it's a W for us. This isn't about Marvel or DC. This is just about good entertainment for us consumers, and I think that should be the focal point of what we care about when it comes to this stuff. So that's it for today. We did a lot of yapping, but again, this is just catching up. I know there's a lot of news stuff that has happened in between us being off, like the whole you know what, do you want to do the main discussion, Detro? You want to talk about the market?
Nah, we got. That's late. I mean, we late on that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like the Microsoft layoffs and the whole Game Pass situation. There's a lot of stuff that's happening within the gaming industry that we missed out on, but we are going to start being a lot more consistent with our uploads. So we are planning on weekly uploads at this point. We're going to be recording. So it's Sunday at the time of this recording, but you should be expecting episodes of Attack on Culture Mondays, every Monday. So we'll be dropping it probably Monday, 8 a.m. So like right at the start of your work shift. So whenever you have a break, or if you're working and you just need something to listen to, tune in 8 a.m. every Monday for Attack on Culture content. We're going to be a lot more consistent with our uploads because we want to make sure that you guys are, we're two black guys, but we got a lot of thoughts, you know what I'm saying? Just opinions. So don't kill us, you know what I'm saying? Just opinions. But we got a lot of thoughts we want to share to y'all guys. So other than that, again, if you stuck around to the whole video, appreciate you. You're a real one. Let us know in the comment sections below your thoughts on any of the topics that we covered in this particular podcast episode. Also, again, like, comment, subscribe if you have not, and all of our social media stuff will be in the links in the description box below. Again, Twitter at Attack on Culture, TikTok YTM Clips, and Facebook Tweeking Media. So with all that being said, guys, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Enjoy the rest of your day. God bless. See you next time.
Peace.